Hey everybody! On this episode of Gaming and Collecting, me and Alex are going to be doing another list episode, this time talking about our top 10 favorite anime films. Each of us giving our lists and kind of discussing. But anyways guys, on with the episode. That was Alex farting at the start of the episode.
No, that was my Donald Duck impression. Was it good?
How you been?
Was that a good impression? You gotta answer first.
I don't even know.
Did it sound like Donald Duck?
It sounded like he's... It's been
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm freaking tired. It's only Wednesday and it feels like tomorrow should be Friday and it's not.
It also downpoured last night like hard.
And it thundered and lightning and Bill slept through it, but I did not. So I got woken up at 1 a.m. and couldn't fall back asleep until like 5. And my alarm only went off like an hour later.
That's okay. I accidentally like bumped into like a chair while going downstairs this morning, and now my ankle feels like it's broken. So that's fun.
Oh.
It's being old. 30.
Oh yeah, no. No. I don't know what happened this weekend, but I bent down and my knee just said, "No, I don't like that." And my knee's been killing me. I didn't do anything. I just bent down.
You know what the best is?
We're old.
You haven't even turned 30 yet. Wait until next year.
It's close enough. Oh.
But you know what the best is when you bend over to pick something up and you just feel your knees go and you're just like, that's great.
Well, it made that noise and I thought like nothing of it, and then it like had this really sharp pain and I was like, fuck, that hurts.
Sometimes I'll go to pick something up with my arm and my shoulder will just like pop and I'll be like, that's probably not good.
Well, that's like my ankles. Like I just twist them and they pop and crack and it's snap, crackle, pop. My ankles. They're Rice Krispies.
I got an anime figure in the mail today, and the mailman wrapped it up in plastic and hung it from my doorknob.
What?
Like, the box was wrapped in plastic and hung from my doorknob.
It was probably because it was raining. It was probably because it was raining.
Yeah, the problem is though the water pooled into the bag because they didn't do a good job.
Oh well, they tried.
It would have been better just leaving it on the ground. Thankfully,
was the figure box okay?
Yeah, that was all fine. The box, it didn't get through the Amazon box that far, but I was like,
that's good.
It's like I'm just like sitting here going like, I'm like, this is. It wasn't even like the fact that the figure. I was more like worried about my door because all that water weight pulling on it.
Yeah. Where's the figure?
Up there.
Which one?
It's the blue-haired girl from My Hero Academia.
Oh, I forgot you were looking for that. I didn't realize that was her right there. I forgot you were gonna get her. Nejire.
Yeah, before your rage quit at the figure store. Yes.
Well, it wasn't really rage quit. It was more of just like they didn't have any organization. Like the store we went to does tournaments, like card game tournaments all the time, which is fine. And I think they were starting one, but there was no line that separated people who were like checking in for the tournament versus just trying to buy stuff. And like we sat there for like a couple minutes and the line wasn't moving at all. And I was like, I really don't need to buy this, so I'll pass. And then we left.
Yeah. And then I think
they should, in theory, if they're gonna do stuff like that. That's like they should, but they should also have a plan for people who like are only there just to buy something, because they're just gonna lose more customers.
They should honestly move the cash register somewhere that's not like in the middle of that.
Well, the thing is though, is I think they had to have it at the cash register because people have to pay for the tournament. It's not like free, like they still have to pay. But I don't know. I just like it didn't seem like
they should prioritize customers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much maybe the card games are really worth it, but I don't know. I had an expensive figure in my hand. It was not a cheap one, and I put it back because I didn't want to wait.
You know what my favorite part about that store is?
What?
Every time you go in there, you can smell the fucking cleanings like in there, like so
Oh
fucking
yeah,
thick because they're trying to mask the stank, if you know what I mean.
yeah. The bo.
Yeah, because I've been into.
Oh.
I went into one game store once.
Mhm.
That was it was like half a retro gaming store and half a card table store. I
Mhm.
straight up walked in for 5 minutes, looked around, and I just looked at the cashier. I'm like, dude, like not to be mean, but you got to do something about that because it was rank, and I
Oh, it
was like,
smelled so bad.
it was
The what?
wafting into the main like area, and
Ooh.
I'm just like, dude, like, I'm like, you're not gonna get any business if you don't do something about that. And he kind of like just brushed me off. And fun fact, that store did not last very long.
Yeah. What was that back at home or was
No,
that?
no, this was up here. It was in I forget which mall. I think it was actually in the Holyoke Mall.
Mm,
Before State Line was there. Not
hmm.
not 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 that mall. The other mall that we frequent more often. Um,
Oh, okay.
but
Interesting. Yeah.
yeah, I just remember that because it was rank. Because it was a small area, like it was very small, and I was just like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like it's really bad when like official Pokemon and like card game tournaments now have a I think the first thing on the rule list is a section on hygiene. Like because it's so bad nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's just there's always the chance that at a convention you see this. Well, you don't see, you smell the one person. You're like, ugh. It's so. Honestly, we didn't really smell it at Retro World.
Okay, believe it or not, gamers, especially in the collecting field,
Video gamers.
they tend to take care of themselves a little better. I'm just saying, probably because we're actually there for a reason.
Yeah.
Also, not a
No,
lot of
yeah.
cosplayers. I notice it's common with cosplayers, not to be mean, but like you're wearing a lot of stuff.
Mm. No, yeah. That's why I always pack a deodorant.
I do
Bill
it just I
Bill
put
does to assert his dominance.
I do it on display just to make a point.
Yeah.
But
Point that people smell.
yeah. Um but yeah, that
Oh, oh, you go.
I was just gonna say, yeah, there's that. I went to a NASCAR race this weekend. That was fun. Me and my
Nice.
mother got burned, even though it wasn't super sunny. That's
And
always
that's where it gets you.
that's why my face is all like not doing great because it broke out and it wasn't good. But
Mm.
it's fine. It'll be gone probably by next week. But did that. I didn't get home till like super late that night. I went to a different Cracker Barrel and they also hadn't converted yet, which was really funny.
Yeah, well, and they won't now. I think that's what they said. They're not going to convert any of the ones that aren't converted.
Hmm.
Or at least convert them yet. Like, I feel like they're probably going to come up with some other redesign at some point, but
It
maybe it
doesn't
will.
matter.
Yeah.
The funny part about that store was they were super understaffed, but like my god, those waiters were kicking ass. Like I felt everyone was so nice too because everyone got it, but I was like, it's like damn, there's like two waitresses here, and they were like literally handling every table, and I'm like, they are kicking butt right now.
Well, I think what helps Cracker Barrel too is that they don't have to worry about people about like waiting for the checks, like people to pay their checks because they pay it up front, which is like a good model, but it still kills me to this day. I'm like, how do they prevent people from just walking out and not paying? Like, because I just feel like that could happen easily, especially if like the store's really crowded. Like, someone could sneak out. I just wonder, like, how they prevent it from happening.
I don't
Or
know.
if they don't and they just like lose a lot of money.
I don't know. I mean, it's very you have to walk past like two people who will notice.
Mm.
But
But you could walk past two people and then pretend to get in line and then just be like psych and like go
I
out
don't know.
back. 'Cause
I
sometimes
guess I
that
just
line gets long.
I guess I just have more hope for humanity sometimes.
I mean I do. I mean like cuz it's clearly not a problem, but at the same
You know
time
what it
it
is?
fascinates me. I'm just like how does this
You know what
work?
it is? Because Cracker Barrel has a very dedicated clientele.
Mm.
You
Crack
notice that?
whores,
Sure.
barrels.
But you notice that there isn't really casual Cracker Barrel visitors. Most people who go to Cracker Barrel go because they like Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. It's a
Like
vibe.
you don't go to Cracker Barrel if you're not a fan of Cracker Barrel. That's just kind of how it is.
Yeah. Aren't you going to ask me what I did this weekend?
I know you baked a pie.
I did. Well, I went apple picking with my good friend and her daughter, and her daughter is I think she's turning 2, and it was her first time apple picking, and she did not want to pick. She like refused. Like we got her to pick one, but she did enjoy eating the apples, picking up the ones that were already eaten by something, and then trying to eat them, and then we had to go, no, 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 don't do that. And also she didn't like picking them, but she liked taking them from us and then dunking them into the bag of apples. So it was really cute. It was so cute. She's like, it's so funny because like I remember her like holding her when she was just a little peanut. And then when I see her now and she's running around, she's talking and she loves like saying no and stuff. It's like, oh my god, what happened? You were so cute and tiny. Like, oh. But then we went back with the apples and we said we're not just gonna have these apples, we're gonna make something with them. And we made apple pies and apple crisp, which both came out pretty good. The pie was a little juicy when it first came out, but it worked better once it sat in the fridge for a bit.
Do you remember back in like the YMCA days when we did the field trips and they took us apple picking? What a fucking mistake that was.
I don't remember that.
You were very young. That was still, but they did apple picking and everybody got to fill a bag. My God, what a mistake that was. Like the amount of apples that probably got wasted that day.
No, yeah, probably.
I think those things sat in the house for like a month and then just mostly got thrown away.
Well, we actually baked something with them. We baked
when you're going, it's better when you plan it. Like that was a field trip that most kids weren't interested in. They just picked the apples to do it. Like my favorite too was when they were like, "Don't rip them off. You got to twist them," and all the kids were just like,
"Well, kids will be kids."
Because kids are terrorists sometimes. I swear, especially our age.
And the apple orchard we went to also had like a bakery, so they had apple cider donuts, which I feel like if you're gonna go apple picking, it has to have apple cider donuts, and they were so good. And they had apple cider slushies, which were so good. Oh, it was so good.
Do you remember? This is off topic, please, but do you remember when we would do like the corn mazes?
Oh, I hated that.
I love the corn maze because it was.
I hated it because there was no bathroom.
There was. We had to. It was in the maze. You had to find it.
No, the porta pot. It had those cursed.
Oh, the rain.
Dave's Mega Maze is the reason why I can never use a porta potty because I was traumatized by it. I'm not kidding. That's what you mean. I can't use a porta potty. I will vomit because of Dave's Mega Maze.
That is. I love that you.
Stupid.
I love that you remember the name. I couldn't remember the name, but I remember.
I have childhood trauma from that fucking stupid corn maze.
You know what the worst part about those porta potties was? This is just a gross start to the episode, but like fucking little boys don't give a fuck and they just pee all over the place because they think it's funny.
Oh, that rank evil place is still open. Fucking hate it. Maybe they have fucking bathrooms now. I don't know.
Well, also the problem is because fucking kids, they're dumb and they drink like 5 gallons of soda before they go through the fucking maze, and it's like I have to pee, and it's like, well, no shit.
No, that's what was cursed about. It was I don't. This is so gross, but the reason why I don't like porta potties is like literally there's a mix of like diarrhea, shit, and vomit. Like someone threw up, and someone died, and it was fucking everywhere. And then I ran out and I threw up.
I hope this makes it. I hope this makes it into. So, fun fact: the podcast has automated captions, like timestamps now. Like, there's automated timestamps, and like, I've been looking through. They don't go all the way back, but a lot of the newer ones have them. And I was looking through one of our episodes because sometimes I forget what we talked about, and one of them was literally one of the tags was. I don't know if that one did, but I do remember one of them. One of the captions was literally just Racist Burger Man, and I was like, "What the fuck were we talking about?"
Wait, where do you see this? Is it on Spotify or is
Yeah,
it
they're only on Spotify. But if you
Wait, I
go
gotta
under
look. I need to know
the
now.
the best one I discovered it was when me and Thrak did the 3D out for the Sonic games.
Yep.
Oh my! It's like 5 pages long, and they're ridiculous.
Oh, wait, like of tag. So is it like hashtags? Like
No,
it's
they're timestamps. Like if you go under on
Oh.
Spotify and you can actually look at
Oh.
they are some of the they're auto generated, and like usually I'm not an AI fan, but these are fucking funny, and I always just leave them.
The last one that came out X and Y because we did the drink segment last in the menu. The last chapter is a Canadian sausage in episode.
Oh, these are delightful. They're like my new favorite part of finishing an episode.
Wait, I gotta see. The anime one isn't that bad.
No, so they're getting better, but some of them were super unhinged.
I gotta find the pickle. Cracker Barrel to Bill's Green Santa transformation.
I don't even understand that one. Like, the fuck does that mean?
Oh, this is so funny.
Oh yeah, I love them. Like they're my new favorite thing ever.
Wait, unveiling the horrors of the 1980s cream cheese. That's so accurate. Oh my god.
Why is that funny? It really shouldn't be, but it is. I'm trying to find. Some of them don't have it. Like Superman doesn't have it for some reason.
Pickle poutine to disgusting pickle Dr. Pepper. That's accurate. Just the unveiling horrors of the 1980s.
That's your new favorite thing, isn't it?
It's so accurate.
I'm trying to remember where the weird Burger King one was. Oh, my favorite one is when we were talking about Apothecary Diaries. One of them, it literally was Apocryphary. Oh, also for Dawn to Dawn, one of them it's Dawn to Dawn.
It's not perfect.
These are just so fucking funny.
Oh,
But then
it's funny.
but it gets some of them spot on, which I'm like, okay.
Like, it's weird how some of them don't have it because the Superman one doesn't have it.
Yeah, some of them just don't for some reason. But
Cream cheese soup and sibling antics.
okay. The solo leveling episode is my absolute favorite one because that's the one where the first caption about besides intro is the ultra racist burger guy. Like, what? What? And then anime and then beans.
Wait, but then it's playing it out. Tuna broccoli bake, frozen raviolis,
Anime retrospective. And why do people not like Manoa?
Manoa,
The fuck is Manoa?
manga, manhwa.
I haven't listened to that episode in a while. But yeah, I didn't want to completely break the thing, but I just got reminded about the captions and how what the fuck some of them are.
This is so funny. It's funny how like some of them like you can tell when it first got introduced to when it like when it like later it did because some of them are a lot more like interesting compared to other ones. It's like
Yeah. The
oh,
horrors of
what's
the
it have
90s.
to say about Bratz?
I don't know if they did those.
My
ones.
cat cried. Anime watching. Home Improvement Week.
What? Oh,
That's
right. I think we were
Mighty
mixing stuff.
Morphin Power Rangers Rita's Rewind.
Oh yeah, that was a game I was playing at the time, so that makes sense.
You know, actually, the Bratz one is pretty accurate because, well, mine. Okay, well, first thing it goes, rom coms are my fave. Animal Crossing, Dookie, Cursed, Brat, Stylings, Rock Angels, Brat's Passion for Fashion, Fashion Pixies, favorite movies. I just really like that there's a section called Dookie.
I mean, yes. Oh man.
All right. Well, that's a good laugh. So I can't wait for the Dave's Mega Maze one.
Yeah.
That'll eventually come
The
out.
horrors of the 1980s cookbook. That is the best one.
That was the best. That broke me.
So
Um,
speaking of anime, I've watched a little bit in the past. I can say I've taken 2 off my list now because we finished Dawn to Dawn.
Me
I'm
too.
kind of sad, honestly. I really enjoyed season 2.
I love the ending too.
That
I'm
ending
like,
was such a mind fuck because I was like, what? I was like,
I'm
oh,
really hyped.
how's he
Excuse me, for
gonna
the next-
how's he gonna get explained his way out of this one? Finished that. Finished Sakamoto Days, which I was very happy about. 'cause,
Same.
My God, they ended it right at like one of the most hilarious arcs too, and I'm just like there has to be another season because they can't just end it there and not like give any closure to that.
I was not expecting that. And I don't want to give spoilers just in case, but I was not expecting.
His disguise, yeah.
Yes, his disguise was very fun.
Other than that, I've been doing the usuals, like My Dress Up Darling. The most recent episode was great because poor Gojo had trauma for playing a horror game. And
honestly, though, that's so relatable. I think we've all like played a horror game and then been traumatized by it.
That was literally the Doki Doki experience because he was like, "This is such a nice game." What? Like
what?
Meanwhile, Marin's having a fucking existential crisis in the other room.
Yep. And then he's like, she comes in, he's like, I didn't sleep a wink. I didn't sleep at all. And she's like, what?
Nothing happened.
And then she sees the energy drinks and she's like, damn it.
She's like, oh. I love the Marin crash outs. They're so funny.
Yes. Marin's just a great character.
They are. I've liked that show way more than I expected to.
How many more episodes of the Dumb Vending Machine show?
If you didn't watch tonight's episode, which, by the way, I watched it right before this and I already forgot what happened.
Oh.
Good sign. There's one more after that, so we're almost done, and then we're gonna be done with it.
One more week. All right. I'm just gonna wait until that last one comes out, and then I'll finish it.
God. Yeah. And Kaiju.
I'm still not caught up.
You're waiting till this weekend when it finishes, so you can just binge the rest of it.
Honestly, that makes more sense. I didn't know it was finishing this weekend, but that actually will work out. But yeah, because I finished Dawn to Dawn, and then I finished Sakamoto Days, and then I was doing a lot of cleaning on Sunday, so I kind of put something in the background that I thought was just like funny, which I haven't watched Pop Team Epic in a while, so I watched season 1 of that, which. That show is so nonsensical and hilarious. I do gotta
watch that at some point.
My favorite is like the first episode is like Chris Sabat voicing one of the characters, and it's just wonderful. And then I watched the special, and then I was gonna start watching season 2 because I never watched season 2. But yeah, that's really it. I gotta get caught up. I've just been like, I've been busy. I don't know. I've just been.
Yeah.
I've been with the cars.
You go through like phases of it.
Yeah, I've just with the car stuff and everything too. It's been stressful, and I've just been tired, and I don't know. I've been tired, so I'll get back into it.
I watched the new episode of The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity.
I'll binge that once it's fully out.
That show is like diabetes. The show, I swear.
So sweet.
It is, but it also isn't. It's interesting. It's a very interesting take on the romance anime. And then of course, My Hero.
Yes, which
I've made a lot of progress since we last talked.
How far are you now? Because I know you're in season 6, but how far did you get into season 6?
So the episode I just watched before this was the recap episode with the prison break, and we saw what happened to all the students and the teachers.
Okay, so you've gone through the battle.
I saw the battle, and holy shit.
Were you expecting... I mean, I feel like by now, like, this has been out for a while, so we can talk spoilers, but were you did it break your heart when Miss Midnight...
Is it weird that I got more emotional when Twice died?
No, I don't think. No, I think that's
Well,
very agreeable.
well. So here's the thing about the Midnight's death. It kind of happens off screen, and I forgot about it until the end, where it's like, oh, she dead.
I think like what breaks your heart more about that is that there's kind of you don't expect it until you see that,
Well,
and then I think what's
also
more
the
heartbreaking is the student's reaction.
well, yeah, that was rough. The thing with her death that kind of annoyed me was like, we've seen she basically got crushed by some concrete. The thing that kind of bugged me is we've seen way worse.
Wait, that's not how she died.
Well, the
She
anime
got ganged up on.
the anime
No.
doesn't show that, or either I haven't
Well,
got there
no.
yet.
Okay. Oh, maybe no. I think it shows
It's
it like
probably different in the manga then, because the anime she literally gets like whapped, lands on the ground, and then the next time we see her, she's just dead, and I'm like, okay.
no. I'm pretty certain she got like because when she left the students and told them to go, and then she was fighting alone with a bunch of so the implication of her death.
That wasn't animated then.
Well, no, I don't think the actual you see it happen, but like that's what. Wait, I'm pretty certain that's what happened.
If that's what happened, the manga probably explained it better, because all the anime looks like is she gets knocked to the ground, and then the next time we see her, she's just dead.
I mean, I think for the most part, like people didn't love how it was handled, but I think the implication was she got basically ganged up on and beaten to death because like she was surrounded by all those other villains that had cornered her, and like you knew like her quirk could not get her through that fight.
Well, they must not have been explained well then, because the way the anime made it look is she kind of falls to the ground, calls to the kids, and then the next time we see her, she's just dead. And it's like they didn't really.
But you find her in the forest, though.
Well, yeah, you find her where she was, but the thing is, she kind of was where she was when she fell, and I was just kind of like, they must explain it better elsewhere, because anime did not. Really,
or maybe it's different interpretation, because I remember watching it. I remember it was like, holy shit, like she's like got ganged up on all these people and they killed her.
The thing is, they didn't really show that, because all the people that were nearby were up on the giant guy. Like no one was down on the ground at the time. I don't know. Maybe it might be different elsewhere.
I thought, because she ended up being. That's what she ended up being. It is that she ended up being ambushed by a small group of Paranormal Liberation Front villains.
Okay, they don't show that at all in the anime, so that's
okay.
Okay, well, that's a little sadder, because I was annoyed by.
They showed it. I could have sworn they did, because I remember it. Maybe you just like it. There was so much happening that like.
Well, no, I went back because I was like, wait, did I miss it? I went back and watched it again. It really doesn't show well. Unless it's like vaguely implied, and I just didn't catch it. But yeah, her death was sad though. But like Twice's was emotional, especially because there's a lot of shit going on there. Also, a lot of the heroes just kind of get off during the decay wave.
Well, what did you think of like that too? When like, because Shigaraki died at first, like he died, and then it was only just a mistake that led to him getting brought back to life.
Well, he didn't really die. It was more he was just permanently
he was dead. No, he was the implication he was dead, and that the lightning strike got him back to life.
Either way,
and it was all because of a careless mistake. Like they literally would have won and been fine.
Most of that, the bad things that happened to the heroes in that fight is because they were careless. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, they went in a little too cocky.
Yeah, they did. They did not plan this shit. The fact that they won is because actually no one really won that fight. Let's be real here. That fight kind of ends in a stalemate now that I think about it. The Dobby reveal I called, but my God, that was
a lot of people did.
Well, gee,
emotional damage.
Fire Quirk guy. They have a dead son that died mysteriously, blue eyes, and he's very interested in Endeavor. that wasn't that big of a reveal. Um, the the fight between Midoriya and Decay Man, I already forgot his name.
Shigaraki.
Shigaraki, that was pretty intense.
Mm.
Bakugo wasn't completely an asshole for once. Like he's
Yeah.
actually this was a much better redemption than whatever the hell happened during season 5.
Just wait for the second half of season 6. There's gonna be more of your favorite characters' redemption arc.
I've heard because I've seen spoilers. I know Deku goes through a phase during this season.
Emo.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff.
I told you though, like that season 6, I feel like is where the show peaks.
Well, it's just so fucking like I'm like, oh, this went from being fairly standard shonen to like, what the fuck? When did it become Jujutsu Kaisen with the amount of character death?
Well, and like it really gives you the vibe. Like at first, like it really fakes you out that they're gonna succeed.
Well, it did,
and then
it got just, worse.
Like, yeah, worse. It got so bad.
It kept getting worse. Hawks is fucked.
Yeah. But then Tokoyami came and saved him, which was like
he did, but now he's got like repressed trauma because he doesn't know exactly what it means to be a hero anymore because the heroes are all fucking messed up now because of everything.
Well, and what you'll see too, because how far are you?
I just saw the Prison Break.
Okay, so you haven't seen Deku in his emo phase.
No, I know it happens because the fucking intro spoils it like nothing.
Yeah. So once you get into there, it's gonna show that we'll just say after this fight and the prison break, Hero Society is no longer the same.
Well, I kind of got that vibe from like the protesters outside and like there was heroes in that one recap episode being like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There was a bunch of that.
Arms, yeah.
Sure, one of the
he was one of the ones in the in the first episode that was like when Deku saved Bakugo, the one who had like the white hair and the stripes.
Yeah, I know. I already forgot. Yeah. Also, the scene where Mount Lady gets knocked over and fucking Fat Gum's like booty incoming. I was like, that was totally necessary.
Fat Gum is so good. I think one of my favorite scenes in that it's a more lighthearted scene, but it's when like Denki ends up being like such a prominent like character in like the battle. Like he ends up doing like such a good part.
The electric guy, right?
Yeah. It was kind of nice, like that they kind of gave him like a spotlight of like, yeah, he's doing the thing because he's always kind of been the joke, like the dude.
And he got a ship tease. I was like, oh, we're doing this now. I see. Also, the scene where they were trying to fucking sedate the giant man and the Red Riot came out of nowhere. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, especially like that was cute because it tied back into him and Mina's childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Lots of trauma.
Yeah, this basically I don't think anyone got out of this arc unscathed.
So how far in have they broken out? Like, has everyone broken out yet, or have you just?
Yeah, I finished the Prison Break because All for One is One for All is All for One. Yeah, he's out, and then it cut to the hospital because we're seeing the aftermath. Like Eraserhead's fucked.
Yeah,
Gran Torino is pretty much done. A lot of the heroes are pretty much wrecked, and it's bad. But Lemillion's back. Called that too. I saw that coming because they fucking spelled it out for you. The Eri scene was very cute. I did enjoy that. I also saw how she gets her hair shortened.
Yep.
That was a very sad scene. She just gets fucking burned and just there's like the most pathetic like scream, and I'm just like, oh, it was just they literally just said, "Be gone with you," and I was like, oh,
yeah.
Great.
No, season 6, it gets very intense. So I was curious to see your opinions on it. Because it was I feel like I had kind of almost lost interest at the end of season 5 with My Hero, and then season 6 just reeled me back in. Like it really got me back into it. And I like season 7 too. I thought season 7 was also great, but something about season 6 is just like I feel like it's where it really peaked for
Probably
me.
because it fucking punches you in the fucking face right from the
Yes.
start.
Oh yeah.
Like that one is like the quickest out of. That's one problem I have with most of the My Hero seasons are they all start super fucking slow.
Oh, I forgot to ask too because well, this would happen before, but what did you think about like Eraserhead and President Mike's childhood friend? Basically his corpse being used as
that was dark too.
Yeah.
Does Vigilantes get into that? Because I know that's in the past.
I don't know. I don't really know much about Vigilantes, but another thing you may not have noticed is that so it doesn't really get spelled in the show, but it does, I believe, in the manga, and just like I think it was confirmed. But remember one of the first Nomu, like the one from Stain with the wings. Oh, you know about him being the childhood friend?
I did not know that.
So, if you remember one of the kids who bullied Deku in like when he was in middle school, he had that wing quirk. It's implied that he goes missing and then he gets turned into that Nomu.
Oh. Well, that's dark.
Everything's I don't know if that's confirmed, but I remember reading about that, which would make sense because, like, I mean, quirks aren't that common, you know, for like a wing quirk like that. But yeah,
also
crazy. But also, oh, what are you gonna say?
The scenes where Deku is like using Black Whip like Froppy. I'm just like, goddamn.
Also, it's interesting because do you remember like the scene of like when Deku was a kid and the doctor told him that he wouldn't have a quirk?
Yes.
Do you remember who the doctor was?
Was it the same doctor who becomes the fucking Nomu guy? Who's just straight up Dr. Eggman. Let's be real here. It's fucking Dr. Eggman.
Yes.
Fucking should have been
Mike Pollock. I don't know if it ever got confirmed that was him, but it's kind of, I mean, like they're identical characters. So
also, I have to ask because I know he exists. Does Deku's dad ever appear? Or is he just one of those like he doesn't matter characters?
I don't think so.
Okay, because I've been like Deku has a dad, right? Like it's been implied.
Let me actually look it up. I don't know. It's implied that I know it's implied that he has like a fire quirk. Nope. He never shows up in the manga or anime. Even though the creator promised that he would reveal him before the story's conclusion.
He probably pulled a Toriyama and just fucking forgot.
Honestly, yeah. It is
I forgot
funny, though.
Deku had a dad. He probably forgot.
Like many fan theories, like in the beginning,
yeah, well, isn't like one of the biggest theories that Deku's dad is all for one?
Yeah, which is like just Star Wars, but I think at this point we know that's not true. We know he's not all for one. But I think a lot of the popular fan theories now is that he's working abroad. He was either like died in a villain attack and like Deku's mom just never like told him. Or he just cut ties with his family. Or I don't know. Like that's for either like good reasons or because like he didn't like that Deku had a quirk. Didn't have a quirk. Those are the most common theories. I don't know. It never gets revealed. I do remember him promising that he was going to reveal it, and then that never fucking happened.
Just fucking forgot.
So I believe it was Toriyama. But
yeah, that's my hero experience. It's a roller coaster.
And then season 7, get ready.
I'm sure. At this point, I'm just like
death. Yeah, everyone fucking dies.
It's not Jujutsu Kaisen.
It basically is. Everyone's gonna die.
Let's do the cookbook segment.
Wait, I didn't tell you about my. It's been 30 minutes. It's been 30 minutes. We haven't even gotten to the topic. Are you playing the music? First, what are you drinking, Bill?
A Franny's vanilla cream. What haven't I fucking said yet? I've said everything about green tea extract.
Ooh.
103 milligrams. There you go.
It's back in stock. The last time you said you didn't have it for a while.
Well, there was 2 left way at the back, and I climbed a shelf like you, but not as fucking psychotic because I'm taller. But yeah, I grabbed the last 2 there were.
It's addicting. Aren't you gonna ask me what I'm drinking?
What are you drinking?
I am drinking apple cider from the apple orchard that I got apples from.
In your sippy cup?
In my sippy cup so I don't spill.
Strux immediately drops it on the floor.
Shit! No. It's delicious. I love apple cider.
What's your cursed product this time?
I don't think this one's going to be that bad. Just the name's kind of weird. Today's recipe is seafoam lime dessert.
Okay, that's fairly tame compared to some of the shit.
I wasn't sure if, like, when I first read it, I thought it was seafood lime dessert. And then I reread it, I was like, oh, it's not that bad. But it consists of 1 3-ounce flavored gelatin, 1 cup of boiling water on your face. Just dump it right on your face. 1/2 cup of cold water, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 2 8.25 ounce cans of crushed pineapple drained, 1.5 cups of miniature marshmallows, 1/3 cup of chopped nuts, and then
nuts. Got him.
And then 1 8-ounce package of Philadelphia brand cream cheese. So, like, for me, I feel like the thing is like, I was trying to picture what this would look like, and I just couldn't. I'm like, I don't know how what this would be. Like, is it going to be like a Jell-O mold? But why does it have nuts and marshmallows? And why is it called seafoam? Like, to me, it just doesn't make sense. And that's why I picked it after. Well, first I thought it was seafood. But then after I read the ingredients, I was just like, what the fuck does this mean? What is it supposed to be?
What does this mean?
I don't know. It's been 40 minutes. Let's get on to the topic.
Right. All right. So for this episode, we're kind of playing around with some of our recurring topics this year. And this year, we've done our top 25 anime as usual.
Yes.
We did top 5 games. Now we're going to do a traditional top 10 anime films.
Yeah, because we finally watched enough movies to do one.
We sure did. And if you saw the thumbnail is a lie for this episode. I picked those movies randomly. Some of them are probably on the list.
There may be some on the list, but
oh no, there definitely is, because I saw a bunch of mine were in there. But I grabbed most of them because I had no idea what Alex was going to pick, and I really didn't know what I was going to pick. So I just kind of grabbed a bunch of anime films I could find. Somehow forgot to put some Ghiblis in there too, but that's fine. And just slapped them on the thumbnail. So don't trust the thumbnail for what's going to be on our list.
You didn't put a single Ghibli in there.
I completely I did that on an exercise bike while I was working out. So
do you have? Well, just I guess spoilers. Do you have any Ghiblis in your list?
I do have one.
Okay.
I tried to
complete lie.
I tried to not overdo it with a specific thing, so there's only one double on my list.
What do you mean?
I tried not to do
creator.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, I tried not to do multiple from
shit.
Hold on, you're allowed to do your list however you want. I just made it a personal thing. I tried not to do double creators or double franchises.
I want it to be my actual top 10 favorite. You're a liar. It's not your real top 10.
I didn't lie. Well, no, because I put a double in there because I broke my thing. I was realistic on it. I went more with, I made my list more based upon my actual opinions on like the films themselves, not like personal. I didn't let personal bias affect my list. I should say.
Personal bias affected mine.
That's fine. It's your list. I
These
just
are
wanted
ones
to.
that were my actual top 10 favorite.
I did mine
No
as my.
stipulations.
I did mine as my top favorite films personally. I tried to keep one per franchise. That was just kind of a little thing because I didn't want to make the entire list like half the list like Dragon Ball movies. Let's be real.
Only Brawly movies.
You may be surprised by one or two of the entries on my list. We'll see.
Oh, is there a One Piece movie on your list?
We'll see.
What?
I don't know. You might be more surprised by the placement more than what's on the list.
Oh, okay.
But let's start. I'll go first. I guess we'll do it similar to our other list. We'll each go down 10 to 1 and we'll give our reasons and then we'll move on. I'm curious if there's going to be any doubles. I think there will be, but not sure what.
I don't know either. I feel like I'm really blind in this one, so because we've never done it before.
No, it's same. That's why I'm curious. That's also why we only did 10 because 10 was surprisingly difficult.
Yeah, it was.
Also, I felt like 25 would have been a little more repetitive because it just would have been a lot more like.
It would have been a lot of Ghibli.
Yeah, Ghibli and like Dragon Ball and like you got a lot of shit.
One Piece.
So my number 10 pick. This was really hard because my number 10 pick is Dragon Ball Z Fusion Reborn. This was tough because I wasn't sure which Dragon Ball movie I wanted to pick. Because there are a few that I personally love. Like I love the Brawly movie. I love Superhero. I love Battle of Gods. But when I think of just a Dragon Ball movie that I love going back to, just because it's very easy to watch and it has one of the coolest moments ever, Fusion Reborn is probably that because Fusion Reborn was the original appearance of Gogeta. Vegito, I think. The one that's Fusion Dance, basically. Who was in the Brawly movie later on. It's not the deepest film ever. There's like really emo Vegeta for some reason because he's dead during the movie. But it's a very fun film. I enjoy it a lot. It's got a lot of charm to it. It's probably my favorite Dragon Ball film just to go back to. So what's your number 10, Alex?
My number 10 is My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh, that's a fun one.
That movie always just makes me smile. And it was actually, I believe, one of the first Ghibli movies that I had watched. And like it's just a classic adorable story. Like especially cuz like I feel like especially after watching Grave of the Fireflies, which was very traumatizing.
Which was a double feature, by the way.
Which was very traumatizing. Wasn't it with My Neighbor Totoro?
Yeah, it was a double. It was a double release. So you got to watch that and then get traumatized.
Like it's so whimsical and it's so fun. And I mean, I feel like it's just. I love the idea of it looking through like the eyes of the child. Like they move to this new world and they're into this new area. Their mom's not like in the hospital and is sick and they're kind of adjusting to life, and a way of them for almost escaping or bringing joy in this time that's kind of full of uncertainty is to have their imagination run wild. And it's kind of like, does the Totoro spirits really exist? We don't know, but like it's so fun and
would you
so
say
sweet.
It's the safest Ghibli film, or would you say Ponyo is the safest Ghibli film?
I mean, I'd say they're pretty similar. I mean,
Ponyo definitely has more stakes to it than Totoro. Totoro is more of just
Totoro doesn't really have any stakes. Like there's no really like intense like see like because in Ponyo like the world is almost gonna end at one point.
The world is gonna flood.
No, yeah. Water world. Instead it's more of just like following the eyes of two children that are adjusting to a really hard change in their life. And when you actually analyze it and kind of look at the undertones, it is a little more like kind of serious than you would originally think from the happy story, but it does have a happy ending. The mom ends up like, getting released from the hospital and they can all be a family and, it's implied that the little Totoro forest spirits are with them the whole time. And it created Cat Bus, which we
I was
love
gonna
Cat
say
Bus.
Cat Bus.
Yes.
Meow.
Yes. But yeah, it's a great story. And it's a fun movie where you don't have to worry about being traumatized, unlike another film from Ghibli.
We should do a Ghibli. You know what the worst part is though? Grave of the Fireflies is a fucking beautiful film,
I
but
know, and
it's
it's like
so fucking.
it would probably be in my top because I
If it
couldn't put
didn't
it on
make
this
me,
list because it
if it didn't make,
traumatized
yeah, if
me.
it didn't make me feel dead inside after watching it,
I
um,
I literally I cried after I
I
was
didn't
sobbing.
cry, but I sat up for hours that night, just not sure what to fucking do because I was like,
I was crying. It just oh, it was such an intense story because I think the main thing too is that for that it wasn't whimsical. It was real life. This could have happened. And it probably did. Like probably there was kids who went through this and
oh no, yeah, it was. It
yeah.
was very war
But
as
anyways,
hell.
it's not on my list, so we're not going to talk about
Yeah.
it. Get on to your number 9.
All right. So my number 9 pick, this might surprise you, is Inuyasha movie 3, Sword of the Honorable Ruler.
What do you mean it's not number 1? You're the Inuyasha number 1 fan. You're wearing an Inuyasha t-shirt.
I know I am. So
fake fan.
No, it's not a fake fan because I actually raked it about where I actually feel like it belongs.
Mm-hmm.
The Inuyasha movies are very, very junk foodish. Like 2 of them are completely pointless. And then 2 of them are.
But this one has a kiss, Bill. A kiss.
It does, but that one also has Naraku growing out of fucking Kohaku's back at one point, which is just
why not?
Lovely. That's my second favorite of them. But if we're gonna be real, this is the only Inuyasha film that really fucking matters because this is the backstory of Inuyasha's dad and his mom,
Daddy.
And you get a really good it's got a really fun story. Every character actually gets to do something, unlike the other ones.
Except the parents are gonna die.
Well, his dad dies and his mom, dies, but
Dumb bitch died.
Why are you gonna be like this?
It's my job. It's my job to troll you about Inuyasha, even though I like Inuyasha, but it's just fun.
All right, well, wait until you get to your first One Piece movie.
Oh shit!
No, but this one is really fun. I love the vocal performances. The best part about that movie is the fact that Inuyasha's dad has the same voice actor as Jockin. Just let that one sit in for a minute.
What in the movies too? Weren't the art styles a little bit different? Than
yes, the art styles of all 4 fucking films were different, which I found very odd. But at the same time, it's fun. The first movie is definitely the weirdest looking one because Kagome's face is long for some reason.
Yeah, I remember one of them was I was like, "What's up with her face?"
The first movie just feels like a longer episode of the show. In all honesty. The second and third movies are the best 2, and then the fourth movie is just dumb. It just kind of exists.
Yeah.
But yeah, the third movie is by far the best one. You really got that backstory and the feels, and I like the story of it. All the characters are fun. It's a very good Inuyasha film.
Nice.
What's your number 9, Alex?
My number 9 is Dragon Ball Super Hero. Well, because I think people know that Dragon Ball Super is my favorite of the franchise. Dragon Ball Z sucks, man. Just kidding. Just kidding. I'm sorry. It's not bad. It's just not great either. But anyways, Dragon Ball Superhero. That was the first Superhero. That was the first Dragon Ball movie that I ever saw in theaters.
I thought you said you saw Broly in theaters.
I remember it though. But oh yeah, I did. Never mind. This was the first one that I really was into Super. Well, I was very much locked into Dragon Ball at this point. I think when I saw Broly, I kind of was I watched it, but I wasn't a super fan. But now I'm yes, I love Super and I love Daima. And this movie was just so fun. I mean, for me, the androids are 2 of my favorite characters that came out of of Super. They're just so fun. And so silly. And I also love the little I forget his name, the scientist.
Oh,
Who one?
the one that's voiced by Mario.
Yes, the one who no
Oh no,
the
the younger scientist. The
the
younger
younger
scientist. Yeah,
scientist.
he
Like
was
I
fun.
just love him and his quirky like background, and he's like, I want to make superheroes, and that's kind of how he gets. He doesn't really
Also,
get manipulated into the Red Ribbon Army. Like it's more of like he's just like, all right, I'm just gonna use them so I can do what I want.
yeah. Honestly, the best part about superhero, because Brawley's a great film, it is a
Mm.
beautiful film to look at. The animation is gorgeous.
Yeah,
But let's be real, that movie is like 80% fight. Like
Yeah.
there's not a lot of plot.
this
in
one
that
had
movie.
plot to it, and
This one
it was
had
also
plot, and it fucking broke the trends and actually was about Gohan and Piccolo.
yeah. Well, and I also thought too, it was really cute of Grandpa Piccolo being a
That
granddad to Pan.
Pan.
But it
Well,
was also like fun seeing Piccolo be like a dad to Gohan again and be like, you gotta take care of your daughter. I can't always babysit her.
also the fact that they faked us out with the posters and they had Goku and Vegeta not be in the film at all. Like they literally
Yeah.
spent the entire film fighting on Beerus's planet.
But even like that moment was also really funny. Like when,
Vegeta
like,
won. Vegeta finally won.
and then it just like is like, yeah, whatever. We've got shit back on Earth to deal with.
Also, we found out Beerus has a type.
Yes, we did. Beerus was hilarious in this film. I love
And he
Beerus too.
barely does anything. That's the funniest part about it.
Yeah, but honestly, I'm so glad they did that because it made the film so much better. And it was nice to see like Gohan kind of get a spotlight again because in Super, like he kind of like, I mean, they even like talk about as a plot point that he kind of like loses his passion for fighting and like gets super weak and then like he can't actually protect the family during like the Frieza arc and he has to build up his training again. So it was kind of nice to see him like be out there in full force and what was his thing called? It was like Ultra Beast. I think it was Ultra Beast.
It was Gohan Beast mode.
Yeah, which that was really cool. And it was fun to see Jersey Shore Piccolo.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. He was orange. But yeah, but I love the two androids. I think Alpha and Omega. Like they were both. They're both very fun. And I hope one of them gets rebuilt. Oh yeah, and it was like Cell 2. Electric
Cell
Boogaloo.
Max.
Cell Max.
Cell Max. He's red now.
And he doesn't have a brain. He's just fighting uncontrollably.
Yeah.
Because that fight also felt like there was stakes to it, you know.
Also
like
good CGI. Good CGI.
Oh yeah, that's what I forgot too. Is like this one was one of the first CGI Dragon Ball films, and I thought it looked great.
Well, CGI.
There's no other CGI. Oh wait, actually there is one. Never mind.
Nice.
I lied. All right, go on to your number 7. Oh wait, no, 8. 8.
My number 8 film is Black Clover: Sword of the Wizard King.
Oh, nice. Black
Because
Clover.
We had been thirsting.
I won't lie, I kind of forgot about that movie.
That's fine. We had been thirsting for a new Black Clover anything for a while.
Yeah.
And when it came out on Netflix, people were worried. They were like, are they going to redub it? Thankfully, they did not. Even though Mimosa's voice actress forgot how to do the voice. That's fine.
Yes.
That's fine. The movie itself.
She'll get it back.
I hope so. Because it was very noticeable.
Yeah.
I will say the movie, very fun plot. Canon too, apparently, according to the mangaka, which makes it even better. It was just fun to see these characters back and actually doing stuff before everything goes to shit at the end of the series.
Yep.
And it was just a fun battle. You get to see Asta be Asta, fucking wide as fuck Asta, because I forgot this was after his muscle. He doesn't get taller, he just gets wider.
He gets buff. Because he was already buff. He just got buffer.
Yeah, he grew outward, not up, because he's hard capped at his height.
Well, he needs to be able to wrap his arms around all the ladies in his
fucking army of bitches.
No, we're gonna have throuple of him, Mimosa, and
red-haired girl. Red-haired girl.
No, fuck her. I never mind. Phrasing.
Hey, Tabata put her in one of those little troll posts he did, so hey, it's possible.
He also put like the scientist girl.
Oh yeah, why not?
So,
Nero was there too.
he was just trolling. But
He
anyways,
was. Because
Asta
the
and
fan
his
base
harem
has
of
gone.
bitches.
This
That's
fan
what
base.
I want. I don't want him to choose one. I want him to choose them all.
The fan base has gotten so fucking psychotic about that ever since the season 2 got announced, and it's fucking hilarious.
I just want to like go into the Black Clover server and just start trolling people of like harem.
There's already people doing that.
Good. I want to join. But good choice.
Good film too.
Yes.
So what's your number 7?
My number 7, and this is to prove
I mean number 8.
Sorry, I fucked that up. This proves that I am not super biased. It's One Piece Film Red, and this is the only One Piece movie that made my list.
Oh, interesting.
But this was my first One Piece movie again. This was the actual first one that I saw in theaters. Because
you almost fought someone over it because they wouldn't. Shut up.
I almost punched someone. But they were told to leave, which was great. I had been looking forward to this so much. I remember like I would see like clips of people like who snuck videos, like because it came out in France before it came out in America, and I just remember like watching the clip of like the super spoiler scene, but I didn't care, and everyone's screaming and shouting in French, and I was like, yeah.
I just remember that because you bought the tickets and you're like, we're going. I don't care if you don't want to. And I'm like, okay.
Yes. You enjoyed it though.
Yeah, I did. It was a good film.
Well, and it was also like the first time One Piece did anything musical related because it technically was a musical. And all the songs in One Piece Film Red are wonderful. And Otto does such a great job. She did great. So it's a great film. And it's a good story. And with One Piece too, I feel like all the stories are always kind of wrapped up. And it's always like told.
And then
like,
she died.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah, kinda. Well, yeah, no, not kinda. She did.
Well, because they had to tie up the loose end so that this could be dubiously canon.
Well, also just the fact. Well, it was also cool because like Shanks is one of the most popular characters in One Piece, and would you guess he's also one of the characters who's had the least amount of screen time in One Piece?
That's why they're popular. Why do you think Sesshomaru was so popular in Inuyasha? Because he barely appeared,
and he's hot. And I mean, like, same with Shanks. I mean, like. Again,
and they both have one arm.
Yeah,
and they both have one arm.
The Inuyasha connection.
I completely just realized that.
Cool to see. I mean, they didn't like Luffy and Shanks interacting. I mean, they didn't technically interact face to face because it wasn't like dream world and real world. But they did interact. And like for fans, we were like, yes. And also for me too, one of the things that I feel like gets downplayed is Usopp and Usopp's father interacting for like the first time. Because really Usopp hadn't seen his dad in years and he's part of the red-haired pirates. And they were able to work together with their hockey. I don't know why I was brain farting, with their hockey and able to communicate via that. So I love this movie. I rewatched it not that long ago too, and I just was like, yeah, this is good time. Good time.
Nice. It's also on Crunchyroll now.
Yes, that's where I watched it. No.
All right. So my number 7 pick, believe it or not, I have a One Piece film higher than you do.
What?
My number 7 pick is actually.
That's so fucking funny.
Isn't that weird?
Oh my god, that is. Why'd you put it above Black Clover?
Because I think this film is better than every other film I had on the. I made all these picks based on the quality of the films.
Wow, I'm like shocked.
Well, my pick is One Piece Film Z.
I knew it. I knew it.
Legitimately, the One Piece of One Piece media that I legitimately really liked.
Mm-hmm.
Like without any background context. We watched this on a whim too. This was part of the first anime swap.
Yeah.
And I knew nothing about One Piece. Still really don't. But I liked that movie. It was a very good, concise film from beginning to end. every character had a good spotlight. They really focused on like the dilemma going on. Like
The
it wasn't,
tragic backstory
yeah,
of
the
Zed.
Zed or Z, depending on what region you're from. Um, as a main as an antagonist who was also sympathetic and likable was really cool. Which is one of the reasons I didn't like Gold, because I did not give a fuck about that guy in the
Yeah.
slightest.
Oh, Gold, yeah. Oh, sorry, I was thinking of Stampede, but yeah, no, Gold's.
Stampede is a good movie, but the villain in that's also kind of like whatever.
Well, Stampede is kind of like Brawly, where it's about
well, yeah,
the fight.
it's that movie's like 100% fan service, and
Yes.
that's fine. This movie though
Yeah.
legitimately is just a really good story. Like every character's in it, and it's also like it was like just after the time skip, but not before like a lot had happened. So it was kind of in an interesting, fun place.
Yep.
And correction, this movie had songs.
This is how you run my. Wait, wasn't it that song? Or,
yeah, it was the Avril Lavigne cover of
cover.
the Nickelback song, and then that one Joan Jett song, I believe.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Joan Jett one too.
But it was also a cover.
This is how you.
Well, yeah, because we were like, is this fucking Nickelback?
And then we're like, wait a minute, is this Avril Lavigne?
And it's apparently because Oda's an Avril Lavigne fan, and that's why.
Well, and Avril Lavigne was also married to someone in Nickelback at the time too.
She was married to Chad Kroeger at the time. Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't even know if they were married at the time. Either way, they were married at one point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a funny thing. That's a very fun movie all in around, and it's a good story. Like you can watch that with knowing nothing about One Piece and have a good time.
Yeah.
Which is why it's on my list.
Nice. I'm shocked that you had a One Piece film. I'm still thrown by that, but
I think you're more shocked that it's higher than yours.
I know. Like that's kind of crazy to me. But anyways, so my number 7 is Your Name.
Nice.
Which Your Name is a great film. And like I always will love it too, because I have like a special attachment to it, because like it was one of the films I watched right before going to Japan. We actually watched it as an activity. Me and all my like project partners before we went. So it was like kind of cool and kind of like a bonding moment, even though that bonding went to shit. But it was such a good film, and it was cool because I remember a ton of people actually showed up to the screening that had never seen like an anime film before, and it was cool to see just
and the
everyone...
first thing they see.
Yes, that did happen, but it was also cool to see that the reactions, because we kind of did the professor hosting it kind of did a little question and answer after, and it was really cool to see just like everyone's reactions to just how incredible of a story it was, and how some people, like, yes, there's always like the stereotypical anime stuff in it, but like a lot of people didn't see that anime can tell incredible stories, and some of the best stories that are made, and like people might not watch it because they have a bias that they like just don't like anime, but you're missing out on such incredible stories, passion, soundtracks. Like it's just a great film, and it also is cool because it was
I love Zen.
It was a breakthrough like through traditional media as well, because Your Name got so many different awards and stuff, and it's an incredible film. It's not my favorite Shinkai film, but it had to go on here because it is incredible, and I do need to rewatch it soon.
I'm not going to say much because you'll see it. We'll get to that later.
I was waiting for you to be like, and my number 6 is no.
Not quite. We'll get to it later though. So my number 6 pick is a fairly recent film that we've also seen in theaters. Mm-hmm. It's Spy Family Code White.
Oh, poop.
So
poop jokes.
This movie kind of stood out to me in a lot of ways because we were in a bit of a Spy Family rut because we were waiting for season 3 because they ran out of material and had to build up some material because that's what happens when you adapt a manga that's still coming out. And um so when they announced a movie, it was kind of like, oh, that's cool. And by this point too, like I was fully into Spy Family. Alex was finally coming over that hump and was fully invested.
Yep.
And when I saw it in theaters, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, we're gonna go see this. It perfectly fits the vibe of that show.
Yes.
From beginning to end, and it's perfectly self-contained. Whether it's canon or not, who knows? Doesn't matter. But it has all the different points that make those first 2 seasons amazing. You get the Yor Lloyd awkward fucking romance, which is something we love. We get a drunk Yor scene.
Yes.
Yor kicks Lloyd out of a Ferris wheel. Anya rides
Lloyd with a giant chin.
Yeah, the ball chin. Some
liquor, Twilight.
The action scenes, also some of my favorite shit is the whole how is this facade still going on? My favorite is when they're all on the plane and Lloyd
it's going down.
Yeah, and and Lloyd meet up and he's like, were you here? And she's like,
I followed you.
Oh, I was in the glove compartment of the plane. And he's just like, oh, that makes sense. Doesn't even question it.
Then after that too, when the plane's going down and
Lloyd's
like, I know how to fly a plane, and he's like, I studied in college. And Yor's like, okay, but Anna's giving him the fuck you said? Anna's like, I'm on to your shit.
The face where she's like, really, man?
Really? Yeah.
Thank God Mama's stupid.
Yeah.
That and the Anya fucking pooping scene is one of the most the fucking acid trip she goes on holding in a poop. Yes, this happens in the theater in the movie, and it was the funniest fucking thing in the theater. We were dying, everybody in the theater, because it was so fucking absurd but amazing. It's just a very wholesome, great film, beginning to end. Perfectly encapsulates why we love Spy Family. And why it's fucking taking over the world. So what's your number 6, Alex?
My number 6 is Spirited Away.
Oh, nice.
It's definitely one of my favorite Ghibli films. But I love the story, I love the music, and I love just the visuals and animation of Spirited Away. And I think many people agree with that. It's definitely one of Ghibli's masterpiece.
It lives up to the hype.
It does, because I still remember when we watched it and we both were like, it's not going to be that good, and then we were like, fuck, it's really good.
Well, especially because we were so disappointed by Princess Mononoke, which is another one that
that was super hyped, but this one lived up to it, and just some of the theming and stuff too. When she and her family first get transported to this other world, and she watches her parents slowly become pigs, and it's a metaphor for greed and taking what you don't need and overconsumption, and there's just so much underlying no face. There's so many underlying themes and storytelling in this work of art that it's incredible. It's one of the greatest Ghibli films ever made. And it's a standout for me.
No, it really is. It's a great
I need to rewatch that again too. Honestly, as I was making this list, I was like, I gotta rewatch all this because these are all so good.
We need to do a tier list of the Ghibli films at some point because
I need to rewatch a bunch. Well, and I'd like to not only because when we last did a Ghibli retrospect, it was more of we were focusing just on the Miyazaki ones, but I'd like to do one incorporating some of the other ones too, because Grave of the Fireflies, even though it's traumatizing, but there's some other really great Ghibli films too. I
the other films done by the guy who did Graves of the Fireflies, I've heard are something. So
nice.
It's not on my list because I only did put one
How
Ghibli
fucking
film on
dare
mine.
you. I know which one it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's pretty
I'll
obvious
wait for it.
if you know me. Yeah, that's a good number 6 though.
Yeah.
All right. So my number 5. This is my last one based off of a franchise.
Okay.
It is the last Naruto the movie.
Oh, I think I watched this one.
We did an anime swap on it.
I didn't even think about it for my list.
That's fine. You're not
I'm
really
not
a
Naruto fan.
fan. That's fine. But Naruto, the last
losers named Bill Nye the Science Guy. Bill.
Okay, first off, enough of that. But also,
he got a Hollywood star.
He's not even a real scientist.
I mean, he paid for it. That's how they have to show up and they have to like pay for it. I'm pretty certain to get those stars.
I don't really care. He's not a real scientist. He was just a fucking crazy man on TV. But
exactly.
Yeah, but Naruto the Last is canonically the final story of the Naruto Shippuden storyline. I don't interrupt you during your top films.
Sorry, now it's in my head. I'm sorry. I'll be quiet. Continue.
But it's essentially an entire film dedicated to explain how Naruto and Hinata become a thing, which inherently is kind of bizarre.
They love each other.
Well, let's be fair. Naruto was a fucking no hugging, no kissing show, not counting Naruto Sasuke. That doesn't count. That was a joke.
That's not a joke, Bill. For some of us, it's real.
I'm aware. But I'm saying it was a metaphor. In the metaphorical sense, it was a very no hugging, no kissing show. Like romance was not a huge part of it for the most part.
Yep.
But they had to explain how that happens. Because it's kind of important leading into Boruto.
Just like, why the hell did these guys get together?
Well, that kind of does happen with some of the pairings in Boruto, but that's besides the point. But anyways, the film itself, I had gotten into Naruto because a lot of people I knew liked it, and I needed to understand the hype. And I watched all 500 episodes of Shippuden. I watched all the filler. I suffered through, and I was very burnt out by the end. But then I watched The Last, and The Last is just such a sweet, charming film. I love adult Naruto post, like, he's now, like, actually, like, competent at everything. But before, like, all the Hokage shit, where that weird, like, period that they don't really cover much of. I love the story. I like how they actually, like, give all these characters something to do, and they all have, like, grown like a lot compared to where they were when the show was active. And it's honestly just a sweet story. It's like it's up there with this film and then another film I'll be getting to that kind of started it's kind of the reason why I'm into romance anime now. I've hit that. I'm just admitting it now. That's kind of my genre now.
Yep.
Very sweet film.
Nice.
It left such an impact on Alex. She forgot she watched it.
Yep. Anyways, my number 5. My number 5 is A Silent Voice.
Oh, Silent Voice, nice.
I loved this film. I remember I was crying when we watched it. I just think it was such a great story, and it really took you like on a journey. Because I know Bill is not a fan of redemption arcs, but this one had a good.
Just don't like Bakugo, okay?
I know. I'm just kidding. I just had to throw that out there. This one had
You could have a redemption arc and still be a fucking prick. All right.
Well, this one, it was clearly like of a childhood, of a kid making a mistake, and I think a lot of kids make the mistakes, and they say things they don't really mean, but a lot of it is
kids are kids.
Kids are kids, and kids are ignorant. They don't really necessarily know a lot of the time. They're not as informed, and to watch someone grow up and become accepting, and then also fall in love with a character as well. It's just such a great story. Because if you don't know, the main female lead of A Silent Voice is Death.
Deaf, not death.
Deaf. Sorry,
I
can never say deaf. I can't. I don't know that. I just never say it right. I don't know why. It's just it doesn't work with me for some reason.
She's not the Grim Reaper.
She's
That would be
not-
a really
she's-
funny twist, though.
That would be a funny. I mean, there's probably an anime about it, probably. But so she can't hear. And she was growing up with hearing aids, and that was one of the reasons why the male lead ended up bullying her as a child, and a lot of it was just out of ignorance, not knowing, and it escalated to the point where he ended up breaking the hearing aids, and she ended up leaving the school, and then he ended up becoming isolated, and basically
it's
had
really
to.
weird when,
It
like,
forced him to reflect on his actions.
what's funny is his childhood, his arc, ironically, like, he's just being a kid, which, as shitty as he was, that he's a kid, you kind of get it. The rest of the kids are fucking worse. Like, he's not even the worst example in that movie.
Yeah. Well, and like I think it's also what many kids could probably relate to, or even adults at some point when they were a child, almost becoming that scapegoat, because all of them kind of turned to him as he did it. He was the main, and then he became isolated, and then he became all alone, and then I believe he ended up switching schools at one point, or dropping out or taking at home classes. But it's a great story because you find his story, and then you find the male lead story as well, and you understand that like she's also having a really difficult time and has been going through ups and downs, and even at one point is like driven to almost committing suicide, and their relationship, which kind of blooms into love, ends up stopping her. But like she just feels so lost and doesn't know what to do, and like feels like people don't accept her, that it's a great story. It's really heartbreaking. I think a lot of people can connect to it. And I think we should get more hype around it again. Bring it back. Let's get some more hype. It's a great film.
Read the manga. Support the artist.
Yes. All right, Bill.
That's a good one.
Your number 4.
My number 4 pick is Your Name.
Wow.
Your name. I mean, most of the stuff you could say Alex already said. I don't have the screening, obviously, but my story with it is me and Alex were dicking around in a Walmart, and she saw Your Name on the shelf and went, "That's a good movie. You should watch it." So I bought it and we watched it that day. And it was a very good movie. Honestly, it was kind of that breakthrough for me that kind of made me very much start really getting into the romance animes and make that kind of my thing.
Yep.
Because it is a beautiful story. Aside from the boob grabbing, that is still an odd thing.
Anime.
It's one of the things where it's like you're trying to get a person into this movie, and you're like, it's a beautiful story, watch it. And they're like, the first thing they see is him grabbing boobs, and I'm just like, I swear it's good. Get past this. It makes sense. Don't worry. Beautiful art. Like Shinkai's fucking animation is insane. The twist in it, like the whole supernatural things, like Shinkai films and their supernatural aspects are always wacky. I love it's a very interesting, like, enemies to lovers kind of storyline, because they don't like each other at first at all, understandably, because they're both fucking nuisances to each other, to be honest.
Yep.
But just like how it builds up, and like the backstories behind everything, and like his journey just to find out that she died, only to be like, how can I save her? Like, it is such a like, that shit gets intense. Like the whole scene where like he gets to her, the Samori, I think's the name of the city, and see it's a fucking crater and everyone died, and that was such a fucking like shock moment.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy
I
shit.
remember everyone gasping when that happened, like when we were watching it in that at school. It was I remember that. That was triggering.
Yeah. And the whole, like, she's like, they meet briefly and she's all like, quick, write your name for me. And he fucking writes, I love you. And it's like, that doesn't help, sir.
But he's like, but I love you.
I know. And then the ending is so sweet because it's super. I love the ending because it's very ambiguous, but it leaves you to think, where it's like, do they remember or do they not? It's
You'll
almost
never
like
know.
well, it's like watching because we had watched 5 centimeters per second like years
Mhm.
later, and the ending to that movie pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah.
But
I
your
still
name is
think it should have just been the first part, and that's it.
that was a movie that would have been good if we saw it when it came out. But he's done much better movies since then.
Yeah.
But yeah, but aside from that, I have a lot of things. We've already, if you want to hear us talk about 5 centimeters per second, watch the 3 anime films on it. That being said, Your Name, like that ending is so fucking sweet because it's very much like it's like, do they or don't they? It doesn't matter though, because you know they're happy at least.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And alive.
Yeah, and well, yeah. I mean, Tokyo's about to flood, remember that. So
Whoops.
because canonically they're the same universe.
Well, and a lot more shit is about to happen later on too. So
yes. Yeah. Japan sinks 2020.
no, stop. That movie was trauma.
But
right.
I love Your Name. But what's your number 4 pick, Alex?
All right, Bill. So take Your Name, but make it better. And it's Suzume.
Okay.
I don't know. I love Your Name, but I don't know. There's just something that I loved about Suzume. I feel like it kind of recaptured that joy of Your Name and great storytelling, but it also kind of pushed the more mythical fantasy aspects as well. But then it added some other stuff because I also love the bond between the sisters as well.
I'm not going to say much because it's later on my list.
Okay. That's funny. I knew it would be. I was like, where is it going to be?
Well, but give your thoughts, and then we'll save the rest for when I get to it.
Well, first, I loved Chair. Chair was so silly, but also like so fun as well. Like, and it worked so well. But I also loved her journey across the world as they're trying to kind of figure out how to turn him back into a human. And on the way, like, she's meeting all these wonderful people that end up helping her out of just like the kindness in her heart. And it was kind of like a little bit of that, like, maybe family is different from everyone, and you can find your family, and you also have your family that's connected to you as well, because her and her sister were kind of going through some really, they had to sort out a lot of issues.
Wasn't her sister, it was her aunt.
Yeah, her aunt. That's what her and her aunt had to kind of sort out a lot of issues because the aunt basically had to like kind of take her in and never really got to live.
The aunt had to give up her life essentially.
No, and like she wouldn't take it back, but there's moments where she's like, she's frustrated because like she kind of lost her life in her youth in her younger days, and it's a conflict they have. And I don't know, I love the story of Suzume, and it was just so refreshing. And also I love kitty cats, and there was kitty cats in them too. But I really feel like it was taking everything everyone loved about Your Name, but made it better.
I'll always remember when we had reviewed it on Geek Addicts, and we had Matt's wife, Cindy, join us, and Cindy was very much like, the chair should have stayed the key, keep the cat. I was like,
no,
oh my.
When the cat was so sad at one point, like I was like, no, to comfort him, I love the cat. So I'm with Cindy. We keep the cat, fuck the chair. Wait. Phrasing.
I'm sure the fan fiction has been written. Anyways.
Ew.
She does sit on it.
What's your number 3?
Yeah, we'll get back to Suzume later. My number
now. No, just kidding.
No. My number 3 pick is The Wind Rises.
Oh, wait. Hold up. Guess what my number 3 is?
Is it also The Wind Rises?
It's The Wind Rises.
All right, well, we'll just both we'll cover them here. I love The Wind Rises.
Me too.
This is by far my favorite Ghibli film of all time.
Same.
Which is amazing because when we had done the marathon for the episode, shout out to Rick, by the way, for joining us for that.
Hi, Rick.
When we had done the Ghibli films episode, I remember when we were watching them, like going into Wind Rises, we had like no expectations because like we had already seen Spirited Away, which is amazing. Howl's Moving Castle. It's amazing. It has problems, but I still love it.
Yeah.
Ponyo, great film.
Yep.
Fishy in the sea. Um,
Panyo, 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 fishy in
we
the
had a
sea.
lot of really good films, and The
Oh
Wind
yeah,
Rises was kind of like his last.
Pocoroso,
I love Pokoroso too. That's an underrated one.
Totoro,
Totoro's good. Honestly, I like them all. Other than, I mean, I like the Princess Mononoke.
Natsuka.
Is Nausicaa's amazing. Like
Yeah,
that is a very good film.
even
Honestly,
with the baby singing, the baby singing voice is the only
I
weird
didn't
part.
I didn't even care about that. I mean, the only one I didn't like was Castle in the Sky, just because I thought it was boring.
Yeah,
But
but I feel like
yeah,
that's a pretty known opinion.
well, The Wind Rises. The thing about The Wind Rises to me is because like every Ghibli film has that fantastical element, or that
Mm.
just like this isn't realistic. This
Mine is Grave of the Fireflies.
that's not Miyazaki. That was another guy.
Okay, you said Ghibli though.
Well,
You said
Miyazaki.
Gibbles.
I should say
You said
Miyazaki.
Gibbles. Well,
Either
and
way-
my opinion too is that The Wind Rises should have been his last film. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Boy and the Heron's fine, but it was.
I
just
know
kind of
people
eh.
appreciate it, but we didn't. We just laughed and made poop jokes the whole
Yeah, we
time.
laughed about the fact that Robert Patterson was in it more than anything.
Robert,
Damn it, Robert!
stop shitting on the windshield.
God, we
Windowsill.
we kept-
We ruined that film.
Yeah, we
we,
fucking-
we do need to try and rewatch it and like actually be
and not
serious.
follow it up with fucking Suzume. Because my God, that was not a
That wasn't fair.
that didn't do
That
it
was-
any. Even Drifting Home was a better movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But going back to Wind Rises.
The Wind Rises. Yes.
The Wind Rises to me, what makes this movie stick out is it is both a somewhat realistic. It's not 100% realistic. It's based off it's semi based off a true story.
It's like a fantastical retelling, I guess.
Yes,
Like-
it's a more dramatized
Yes.
animified story, and it's basically about a Japanese designer right before World War II,
Mhm.
creating planes for the Japanese military, and him falling in love and meeting a woman, and tragic. It ends in tragedy,
Yeah.
and not just in his life, but also like post Grave of the Fireflies, basically.
Yeah.
Where Japan is in ruin from the war, and like all of his creations are destroyed. And it's basically just kind of this whole thing of like, was it worth it in the end? We don't really know. It's a very
Yeah.
powerful movie. Like I still think about that movie from time to time. Like
Same.
the ending still sticks with me just because it was a beautiful film. That's the thing about that movie to me is like it's beautiful.
Mm.
But it's also heartbreaking and tragic, but not in that demoralizing way the Grave of the
Yeah.
Fireflies is.
Yes. Well, and I think one thing too that I liked about it was it almost went a little rather than going into the fantastical elements of some of the other Ghibli films, I felt like it almost went into the engineering side of like the planes and like the building process and the
that's,
design process. And that was just so cool. And I know for me, and maybe for you too, like I find that interesting. I think that's cool. And
Well,
I don't know, I liked it.
I
thought it was fun.
I also find the history of World War II very fascinating.
That too.
in a
I
lot
think
of
a lot
ways.
of people do.
But like to me, like the scene that's very iconic in that, because one of Miyazaki's other staples is fantastical flying machines.
Mm.
And the only fantastical scenes in these films are the little dream sequences where he meets the Italian inventor and his
Yes.
bizarre flying creations. And I'm like, this is a dream sequence, so it's perfectly it's acceptable.
Yes.
It's just the tragedy of like he meets the love of his life, gets married, only for her to die shortly after due to
Yeah.
an illness, which is so tragic because
Mm.
you kind of get the idea that it's coming, but when it happens, you're like,
Damn.
it's so sad because you wanted him to be happy, damn it, because you like the characters
Well,
in this.
And you can also see like he's kind of torn at times between making these planes for the Japanese, like for the military and for war, and like also just not because he knows that they're going to be used for violent acts.
Well,
And a
yeah,
part of him doesn't want his creations to be used for that in that way. So it's
especially
an
when you like
internal struggle as well.
Yeah, especially when you realize too, the Zero became one of the most infamous kamikaze planes of all time, and it's very tragic when you think about it in that way.
Well, and especially like knowing that his ideas and his spirit wouldn't want, especially kamikaze planes, which were basically they were suicide planes.
Well, also people don't realize too that kamikaze was not a thing they did for the start of the war. It was very much in the desperation point.
No, yeah. No, I that too, but that's kind of what they're known for at this point. And I'm sure like he wouldn't want his legacy to be known as something that people ended up taking their own lives for, because that wasn't what he stood for.
It's also very interesting to look at like pre-war Japan and post-war Japan. They are very different things.
Yeah.
And
because as much as the war was affected the Japanese people very horribly, it also made kind of Japan where it is today.
It's one of those tragic things. It's one of those tragic things that had to happen, but at the same time, it was an awful thing that had to happen to them. Yeah. But thankfully, they came out of it stronger.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's also important to say though that they're still affected by it to this day.
Always going to be. War affects everybody.
Because I remember, I mean, it's been a couple years, but I know it's still pretty similar. But I remember there was parts of Japan people still couldn't travel to because of the radiation. You know, like it still affects Japan to this very day. So.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that we both had number 3. Yeah. That's so funny.
All right. So I guess going on to my
What's
number 2.
We'll finish
we'll finish our Suzume discussion because it's Suzume. Yeah, this was my one cheat where I put 2 of the same creator films because I love Your Name. Your Name is a very important film to me, but Suzume is a much better film. Weather With You is also good, but it's the weakest of the 3.
Yeah.
Mostly because the ending is so like, huh?
Like
we're together, but we flooded Tokyo.
Whoopsie.
Suzume, on the other hand, though, like as much as I love Your Name as a story, Suzume is such a better paced film from beginning to end.
I also forgot to mention too, I think it has the better soundtrack of the 2.
It does.
I think the Suzume theme is an incredible song.
It is. I think I like Zen 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 more, but the Suzume theme is also really good. Overall, the animation is gorgeous. The film, the thing I love about this film, Taki and Mitsuha are great characters, and I love them. But Suzume is such a fucking lovable character.
Yes.
Like, she is so expressive. And she's not like most main hero, because she is the main, she's obviously the main character. The film's fucking named after her, of course.
Yeah.
But like her journey, like, because it very much is like a coming of age story. Like, she's a high school student, basically about to be 18. Basically, she's growing up. This movie is her coming of age story and her journey with her buddy the chair and to find a cat. It's more interesting than it sounds.
Yeah.
I love some of this. The thing about this movie is it has a perfect mix of humor, drama, romance, and action.
Yeah.
And even like tragedy too, to a degree. Because like one of the moments in this film that fucks with me still to this day is you see that scene of the flashback of her looking at the person who you think's her mother. And then you find out it's actually her from the future. And you're like, wait.
Yeah.
Right there. That whole thing, like one of my favorite scenes is her like after like they have their big, like her and her aunt have their big falling out, like not falling out, breakdown, like finally like the breaking point they reach. And they finally make up, and you get that one scene of like Suzume's like, we're doing this. She's like, I care about you, but I also care about him. We have to save him, and it's basically just like this is happening no matter what. We get that scene where like her aunt and the Soda's friend are like arguing in the front, which is really cute too, their dynamic. But then like they cut back to Suzume, she's just like very like smugly, like kind of like snarkily eating that sandwich, and I just love that scene.
Yes,
because she's so adorable.
She is like, I feel like one of his best characters that he made. She's just so lovable, and she's so you're rooting for her the whole time.
She is, but also her dynamic, like every person she meets along the way, like the mother and her kids, or the girl who works at the
oranges
at the inn or whatever.
Yep.
All the people she meets along the way, they're all super fun. Her aunt's super fun character, and it's very much a tragic tragic, but it ends. It has a tragic moment, but it also ends in like the best way possible with another amazing ending of like her. It basically it's her right back at the start where she started,
Mm.
and she meets up with. It is Soda, right? That's the name of the chair.
Yeah, I think so. Or Shota.
Shota, Soda. They pass each other again, and it's like, wait a minute, you're back. It's just kind of like one of those fun scenes. It's definitely the most fulfilling ending. Because as
Mm.
much as I love Your Name's ending, it is very ambiguous. This one is very much not ambiguous. This one is
Yeah.
very much like you know exactly where this is going, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah. It was kind of
Gorgeous.
nice. It was almost a little refreshing sometimes.
The snake scene
Okay.
was amazing. The scene where she gets pulled up by the chair, invisible rope and flying through the air.
Yep.
Oh, so many great scenes. I love this movie. Like it's we watched it after Boy and the Heron. I was like that this wasn't fair.
It's
wasn't fair.
not even a competition. Susan May was just infinitely better.
I'm curious what Shinkai's next film is going to be and if he can top it. Honestly,
We don't know.
Gonna
It's
be
every
hard.
other. It's every other.
which says a lot too because Weathering with You is a good movie.
No, it is.
It just
no,
has
I'm
kind of a
just joking.
weird ending. The ending for that movie I think hurts it.
Yeah. And at points too, it's really sad, and it doesn't feel like it's gonna get happy at points.
No, it doesn't. There's some dramatic scenes in that movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, Susan May, my number 2. What is your number 2, Alex?
My number 2 is Under My Bed. Her name is Miss Dinkles. Just kidding.
I knew you were going somewhere there. What's your
Just
number
kidding.
2 film?
It's oh yeah, I forgot it's not visual. It's Look Back. I was
Look
looking back. Yeah, this one was a newer entry, but I have to say it was one of the best films I have watched in a while.
It is a very fun story. It's a very fun but tragic story.
Well, yeah, it's just like you go in and you're thinking you're watching this fun little story, and then nope, character death. But also I think one thing too is like I love listening to soundtracks like at work. Like for me, it's like because they're always like very like calm and mellow for the most part. So it's great like thinking music and working music. And for a while, I had the Look Back soundtrack on repeat because it was just so wonderful. But the story it's so tragic, but also really like you could connect to it because like one thing I think a lot of people could connect to is like for the main character, like that was her first time really experiencing like death. And like cuz I feel like people, they experience death in their life, but the first time where it's very much affects you deeply is a very traumatic experience. And I thought that the film displayed her trauma and her kind of recovery into accepting her grief and moving on with her grief and knowing that grief is still there, but I need to keep going is such an amazing portrayal. Not a lot of films can do that, but like this film it did a really great job of showing that.
It fits so much into a very short runtime too.
That too. It's the shortest film on this list, but I have to say, like, it was one of the greatest films I've ever seen. Animation incredible.
I can't believe it's so, the thing about this film that gets me is the fact that this is Fujimoto. It's the same guy who did Chainsaw Man.
But it's like it's also so cool to see that like, someone who can write Chainsaw Man can also write a story like this. Like it's so cool. It's so cool to see, and it's a great movie. I recommend everyone watch it. And this one's another one where I feel like you don't necessarily have to be an anime fan to watch it.
No.
Like I think a lot of people could really enjoy this film without necessarily liking anime because it's just an incredible story. But yeah, Look Back.
It was. I liked Look Back.
Did you forget about it?
No, I liked Look Back, but I liked other movies more. It's just one of those things.
Yeah. Want me to do a drum roll?
No.
Too bad.
My number one
classy.
Hey. My number one pick is Perfect Blue.
Oh, I've never seen that movie.
Well, you're gonna someday because we're gonna talk about the Satoshi Kon films.
No.
It's a great film,
but it's scary. It's scary. Oh wait, that's not a problem. I've watched scary shit before.
Honestly, it's not even that scary. It's more just a mindfuck movie.
Yeah, I don't want that. My mind is good.
Perfect Blue is the definition of like. So I always used to say like if Miyazaki was considered the Disney of anime, Satoshi Kon was the Don Bluth. Because my God, this movie fucks with you a lot. So basically, you've ever seen the movie Black Swan?
I've never seen that movie, but I know the plot. I've seen clips, and I know you've mentioned that they stole it.
He didn't steal it. He didn't steal it. He was very much inspired by it, though, despite what Darren Aronofsky.
Well, no, I thought Black Swan stole from Perfect Blue.
It did. Well, I'm saying Aronofsky, when he made Black Swan, he didn't steal it. It was heavily inspired.
Heavily.
Because they're not the same, but they are very. You can.
It's just gonna like if you just turn it like a little bit to the left.
Well, no. He claims it was not inspired at all, but which is bullshit because he fucking lifted the bathtub scene from Perfect Blue and put it in Requiem from a Dream. Like he bought the film rights for Perfect Blue just to do that. Like he was very much said Satoshi Kon was one of his biggest inspirations. I don't buy it. Black Swan is heavily inspired by Perfect Blue. Everyone sees it. It's fine though because they're both great films. That being said, though, Perfect Blue, it's such a crazy film because like it starts off one place and it completely goes off in this crazy direction the whole time. Like you get more and more paranoid as you watch it, and you're like, what the fuck? And it messes with your head a little bit because it's a tragic story it's about an idol singer who, well, it's not even a tragic story because she doesn't die, but it's about an idol singer who is leaving her group to become an actress and go solo. And she basically learns that the film industry kind of sucks. Like she ends up having to do a scene in a film, which is it's a graphic like assault scene essentially, where she has to play the victim, and they play it off, and it's very traumatic to film. Like from even her and the male in the thing too are both very uncomfortable doing it. And you go through all these scenes, and she's kind of basically like slowly kind of getting like driven to madness because there were just weird things going on around her, to the point where like she's kind of haunted by this image of herself as an idol, even though she wants to escape from that. And to me, the most tragic point is towards the end of the film, you get this massive whiplash of like the person that she sees in the mirror is actually her manager, who has been like impersonating her the whole time. And it eventually leads to this like tragic ending where like the manager is hospitalized and she ends up being like, all right, I'm finally my real self and I can move on. But the twist is the dub fucks it up and doesn't do it properly. The sub actually does this better. When she says I'm the real me and leaves, they use the voice of the manager.
Oh,
one last mind fuck that the dub fucked up, but that's besides the point. I explained that terribly. It is a hard movie to explain because it is all over the place.
All right. It is. I guess I'll watch it at some point.
We'll marathon all the Satoshi Kon films, which
is finish the Bratz retrospective first.
I know. It's down the line, but it's one of those movies that I watched it for the first time, and it really made me realize that that was up there with Akira. Like Akira traumatized me as a child.
Akira. No,
that movie traumatized me as a kid because I was not ready for it because I saw it at 11. Not a good idea.
Jesus Christ.
Perfect Blue I saw at an older age, and it really made me realize anime was not just for kids and could be like dark and go really dark places, but still be somehow like beautiful at the same time. It's a very crazy thing. And Perfect Blue really kind of encapsulates that for me in a lot of ways. So what's your number one, Alex?
My Number 1 favorite anime film is Belle.
Oh, Belle. Nice.
I freaking love that movie. I think I watched it like 20 times after we had watched it originally. I tried
remember
to
the
have
time we tried to watch it with our mom and she fell asleep.
she
after
fell asleep, but I think that was just more if she was just really tired.
Well, that's just our mom watching anything.
Yeah,
We love her, but
she
does.
works really hard. Okay,
She
so
does.
she's tired. But I just like. Well, one, it's a retelling of the classic story of Beauty and the Beast, but it's definitely doing its own spin on it. And I just
With
find
Idol singers and the Matrix.
well, yeah, a little bit. Well, I just find the main character so endearing because it starts out that like she's just a really recluse person. And you find out the reason why is because like her mother had passed away and like she kind of just didn't know what to do after that. And the father's trying, but like there's only so much like he almost feels stuck too. Like he's trying to get her out of the house, he's trying to get her to do things and his interactions are so limited cuz she's just closing herself off. And one of the things she really loved to do was to sing with her mom. Um and she slowly connects back into singing because it is something that she loves to do by finding there's like this AI chat room world where everyone and what's cool about it is that everyone's avatar is based on like they use some sort of whatever technology like almost like their heart and their soul.
It's a classic play on the it's always like your in-game person is always nothing like you on the outside.
Well, but it's not like they make the characters. Though.
I know.
Like the characters are created based on their personalities and like their kind of soul. Which
it's just a fun play on the whole like in the virtual world you can be whatever you want to be kind of thing.
Yeah. And her avatar ends up being like considered like one of the most beautiful avatars in the game. And she ends up, you know, kind of finding her voice again and singing throughout the world and becomes like this idol in this world, and this famous singer. But during her time in the world, she ends up encountering a character who's their avatar is like this monstrous beast. And the monstrous beast first interrupts the concert, one of the concerts she was doing. But rather than like she just instantly felt like something was off and she connects with the beast. And rather than the Beauty and the Beast being love interest in this story, there's quite a twist.
It plays you for a loop, that's for sure.
Yeah, because
that's the big mystery on who the beast is at first.
Yeah. And that's one of the big parts of the film is kind of figuring out who the beast is. And what we do find out is that rather than love interest, the beast is actually an abused child. That's abused by the father in the family and has a younger brother who's also being abused, which was just like heartbreaking. And through like her new gained confidence, like and other stuff happens in the film. I recommend you watch it. But she gains confidence and at one point, in the Avatar world, like her avatar gets taken away. Like basically threatened by like there's like a couple people who like police the world which is kind of funny but like they have this like ray gun that basically if you get hit with it like your avatar goes away and it shows who you really are but through the power of song she's able to connect with the kid who's the beast and help him she ends up actually helping him get out of there and helping the father. It was a really great story, really fun retelling, well also sad retelling of Beauty and the Beast. But I have to say all the music is great. They have a Japanese and an English soundtrack as well, which both of them are excellent. And it's also just a beautifully animated, it's 3D animation, and it's very
but it's
well
mixed
done
with traditional animation, which is a cool vibe.
Yeah. And it was beautifully done. And I love the main character because at one point, like she ends up actually going, like she ends up connecting at the end. She ends up connecting with the boy, and she actually ends up running and actually going to his house to save them. Like she ends up going to the neighborhood to save him, and the father like comes out her and actually physically attacks her, but she like just tells him to stand down. And like for her at the start of the film, being like a girl who could like not even speak to anyone to then standing up for these two kids in front of their abusive father was just like it was just great character growth, you
I
know.
think one of my favorite scenes is like when they're going down the list of like trying to figure out who the beast is. And you get that one like Karen lady who's like going crazy, and then you find out in the game she's like this obnoxious little like
Yeah.
gremlin creature, and it's like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
total sense.
I gotta rewatch that again soon too,
It
because
is a
I
good,
love
very good film.
it's very good and the music is beautiful. So I'd recommend. That's my top 10, and that's Bill's top 10, and we had one match.
We
The
had
Wind Rises.
one match, but we had three same entries.
Yeah, because it was Suzume, The Wind Rises, and Your Name.
Your Name.
And you had a One Piece one, which still blows
Higher
my
than
mind.
you.
That's crazy. I'll send you my list now. Oh,
Nice.
I'll send you that now. But yeah, we did it. We finally talked about anime movies, which we talked about when we first did the first top 25 or top 25 anime rundown.
Yeah, we've been talking about doing this for like 3 years now, so it's great to finally get it out.
Yes.
But yeah, so that was the top 10 anime films.
Yeah.
I'm sure when we revisit this next year, because you know it's going to happen,
we need more content.
who knows what will come up. The second year is always more interesting because by then we've actually thought these out a little bit.
I thought really hard on mine.
I did too, but when now that we've gone through it once, we can actually think about these things a little harder and maybe like refine our lists. Also, tastes change over time, so might see new movies. Which also I realized makes me realize like the My Hero Academia movies aren't very good because we didn't even mention them.
The first one is good, and the rest.
The first one's okay.
I still haven't seen. The last one I watched was trash.
The
that
fourth
movie
one
sucked.
I still haven't watched that. I have to at some point. Isn't it You're Next or whatever?
Yeah, it was terrible. It was fucking terrible.
I'll look forward to that. But yeah, once again, guys, though, thank you for joining us on Gaming and Collecting. You can find Gaming and Collecting on all the major podcasting platforms, particularly Apple Podcast and Spotify.
Wait.
What?
I wanted to let people know that I listen on Apple Podcasts now because Spotify was just getting annoying.
Yeah, it's
some
better
of the podcast stuff.
It's a better music app than a podcast app, although those fucking timestamps are amazing.
Though actually, I might be tuning in just to look at those timestamps.
Oh yeah, I look at those. I look at them all the time because they're hilarious. But yeah, join us on the Superpod Network. Awesome site, whole bunch of awesome creators. And yeah, next time, guys, we'll see you all whenever. I'm having a stroke. Bye.
What? What? No, you're not. Oh, I'm allowed to joke about that, not you. That it's in the contract. You signed it in blood.
Anyways, guys, once again, thank you for joining us, and we will see you all later. There, I got it.
No, you won't. No, you won't. No, you won't see us because this is a podcast, and we're not uploading the video because I look like a shrub.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.